if you're in need of quarterback help, Davis Mills may be useful. Now, he's thrown for 300 yards 3 times in his 6 starts. He's thrown for 2 touchdown passes twice in his last 4 starts. And in the fantasy playoffs, he'll face the Chargers and the 49ers. Chargers is not a good matchup, but if they trail, there could be garbage time. And he's done that in the past. 49ers, basically a pass funnel defense. So Davis Mills could be decent down the stretch. Now at running back, I understand the priority pickup will be Duke Johnson, but I want everybody to understand this. He faced a very, very soft Houston defense, torched them for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now he has 2 brutal matchups coming up at New Orleans and at Tennessee, so very nightmarish matchups. We don't know how much work he's going to split because remember, Miami had a number of running backs on the COVID list who they brought back before the game. Coach Florida said they wouldn't probably be ready to assume full workloads. But for now, Duke Johnson is a player to add, maybe to keep it from somebody else, but nonetheless, he could get you some fantasy points. Now, another player is Craig Reynolds of the Detroit Lions. He went for 112 yards and a catch. Also, he threw in there for 5 yards last week against Arizona. Now, nobody saw the game script where he'd be running out the clock and giving them a lead, but it happened. And in the prior week, he had 11 carries for 83 yards and 16 yards receiving. Now understand, we keep hearing DeAndre Swift will be back, he'll be back. He hasn't been back. And if he's not back, even if Jamal Williams plays, it looks like Craig Reynolds could be a thing. And we like his matchups. At Atlanta this week is a great matchup. At Seattle is not a dynamic matchup, but nonetheless, Seattle gets moved out of the playoff picture. It could be an easier matchup than we think. Now, a wide receiver. We understand that Emmanuel Sanders was doubtful last week. He didn't play. We don't know what his status is, but Gabriel Davis could become a thing, especially if Sanders misses more time. Now, Davis has really cashed in. He scored touchdowns in his last few games, and he has been very productive. He's a good end zone receiver, and he's one player that can get downfield. He's different than what they have in the other receivers. So he is a player you could target. If Sanders is out, I think you could start him with confidence. I know they play New England this week. New England will focus on Diggs, so Davis should have room to roll, and they play Atlanta the following week. Now also at wide receiver, Tyler Johnson. This is going to be a little bit iffy, but he's worth a roster stash. I know there are only 2 weeks left, but Antonio Brown's coming back. Rashad Perryman's on the COVID list and may play, but Johnson should be on the field. Mike Evans has that hamstring, so he could be on the field in 3 receiver sets. Now, as we get clarity in the end of the week, who's playing and who's not, if we know Johnson is going to be in the top 3, yes, he had 4 for 41 last week. They play Carolina. They play the Jets. Johnson won't be really a detail of the defense, so I think he could be useful. But again, pay attention to the inactives come game day. Finally, a tight end, Adam Troutman. Now, he was eased back, played a partial snap share last week against the Buccaneers. But in his 5 of 6 games before his injury when he missed time, he had at least 32 yards. So he was putting a nice fantasy scoring floor together. They faced Miami and Carolina, 2 favorable matchups for him. So Adam Troutman could be a good add if you need help at tight end.